Hey, good morning, Abby. Yeah, I am up early. I've been up since 4:45 this morning. Don't ask me why. It's just been cray cray. Not cray cray, but like I woke up at 4:40, like 4:48 actually to be exact. Hey, Jamie Taylor, good morning. How are you? Just sharing out to groups right now. I'm on a little bit early, I'm almost an hour earlier than normal, but I've been up since really early this morning, and so I've meditated, I've puttered, I've had coffee. So now it's time to get to doing the broadcast, I believe. And once I'm done sharing the groups, I want to talk to you guys about something that's kind of important, but I'm going to share the groups and allow people to come in for a moment before we get started. I hope you guys slept well. Good morning, Kristen. How are you? I loved your Halloween costume. It looked awesome. The face paint was amazing on Instagram. It was very cool. Yeah, I woke up, I don't know why, but like 4:48, like wide awake at 4:48. And so I've been up since then. I did a couple readings for myself here in my office. I don't normally do that, but I did. And then I did spend some time with the cats and meditated a little bit. And then now I'm on. So I'm just going to start this now. And it takes me a minute, anyways, to share to groups, so it's okay. I just was wide awake, and now by the time I'm done sharing this and posting this, I'll probably be ready to go back to sleep. Watch. It's so weird how this happens. The dogs have been in bed all morning. I mean, I fed them and let them out, obviously, because we do that. And, hi, Charlotte Baggett. Good morning. Yeah, I bet. Did you powder it, Kristen? Kristen over on YouTube says, thank you so much. It was so hot. So it was a struggle to not sweat it all off. She had this beautiful, like, sort of Day of the Dead skull makeup on that was amazing. The picture's on Instagram under Shut Up Kristen, which is a great name. Um, were you up since 4:02, Ducky? I've been awake since 4:48. I don't know. I mean, it gave me time to meditate and do some stuff this morning and just sort of putter, so it's been okay. I'm not upset about it by any means. I probably am going to go back to bed once I've done this and see if I can curl up with my dogs and fall back to sleep. It's just cray cray. Did I share there already? I can't remember. Shit. I hope I haven't shared there already. Claudia Ibarra, if you're watching this and I've shared to your group twice, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. If I haven't, thank you for allowing me to post in your group. Just trying to get these out. And then we will get started. One last group. Oh, hold on one second. What am I doing? All right. I think we're all shared out. Hi, Jamia Johnson. How are you? You're new to me from YouTube. I've not seen your name prior. Hi, Jamia. I do tarot readings, but in the morning, and this is a collective reading for the group. So I don't pull singular cards for people first thing in the morning. But if you subscribe to the channel, tonight I am doing a charm reading at 7:30 Central Time, which I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but that would be 8:30 on the East Coast or 5:30 on the West Coast. And at that time, I pull singular cards for new subscribers and new members on Facebook or YouTube. So if you subscribe to the channel also, you will be my 300th subscriber, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you care about that as much as I do, but I'm sitting at 299. So, but you have to come back tonight. And those events, excuse me, as I slide over here, those events only happen on Wednesday and Friday nights at 7:30 Central Time. Okay, so you can get a card pulled for your situation then. But in the morning, this is just a general reading for everybody. The intention is I sort of meditate beforehand and then get with spirit and pull some cards and a stone, which I call the grounding stone, which gives us a thought or a principle, an idea to ground into for the day's energy. So this is kind of like the way I treat this is like your spiritual weather report in a way. So it's a way that I can give back to a lot of people all at once versus pulling multiple cards and spreading my energy super thin over a bunch of people. Do you understand? So it's not that I don't want to read cards singular for people, but it tends to be that if you do that, for me personally, I burn out and then I don't want to get online at all. So I reserve those for specific nights. You're welcome, Jamia. And if you want to come back or subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and it will notify you when I go live. I go live every morning, and this reading is intended for everybody who watches and those that watch the video even after. Like, that's the intention that I set in the mornings before getting on, so that it's valid information for those that watch live and those that watch it even later, like in the day or in the week or whatever. And I'll give you my links. These are all of my links here to everything, like my Facebook group, my business page on Facebook, so you can find me. I do private readings, but you're going to want to probably see a daily first and see if you even like my style and all of that first, okay? So, but that's there for you. Hi, M. Hickman. Good morning. You're new to me too. Crazy. Give me a subscribe, M. Hickman, on YouTube. Anyways, so today is November 1st. My name is Dan Geist. This is Engelgeist, and this is my channel. I'm on a little bit earlier than normal, as it's been spoken. I'm normally on about 8:30, 8:39-ish Central Time, which is usually like, 9:30, 10-ish Eastern Time, and then 2 hours before on the West Coast. It seems to work where I can catch everybody. It's a little early for the West Coast, but West Coast is 2 hours behind me. But I'm on early because I got up early. I've been up since 4:45 this morning. So we do have, today is November 1st. Happy November 1st. Happy 111, guys. It's an angel number today. It's 11-1. Actually, I forgot that. One moment. I need to post that somewhere. Give me 1 second, kids. Okay, so it is 111 today. So I think that's kind of cool. So happy 111. I was thinking about that this morning. Hey, Andrew Giordano, how are you? So I thought that was kind of cool as I was meditating this morning. You can see I don't even like fix my hair or anything, but whatever. Oh, Ducky, you need to stop with all of the links and stuff. You can let me do my job. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I didn't think Ducky was going to be on. I thought she was going to be busy. But I would like us all to ask our angels, our spirit guides, whatever we work with, if it's our God, whoever whoever is our higher source of spiritual knowledge, right, that we trust, that we love, that comforts us, ask them right now, if you can, those of you that are paying attention and want to pay attention, ask them to send as much support and love to Ducky and her family right now. Ouch. As they are willing to accept today, okay? That's all I'm going to say. But if you could do that for me, I didn't think Ducky was going to be on this morning, but please do that. Um, and just set it with the intention that it's not you guys. I mean, you guys can send love and prayers and all that sort of stuff, but ask your spirit guides, ask your, higher power, whoever you trust and love that helps you through your tough situations. Say, can you please send all the support and love that Ducky and her family, all of her family members, are willing to accept at this time. Okay? Sven sends his support and love too. It's always a good blessing when Sven shows up, I think, even when he gets into shit and complicates shit. He actually came and sat his fat ass on my reading this morning. Which, is totally fine. To me, it's a blessing. But he came and he laid right across the cards as I was reading him. I'm like, oh, really now? Oh, you don't say. And now, of course, he wants to be here in my lap. Okay, so for those of you that are paying attention or new, we do 3 morning breaths to get, not breasts, people, breaths. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm just saying. Because there's no room in there except for my mind. But we take in 3 breaths through the nose, deep into the belly, holding that breath at the top of the breath to allow the oxygen to permeate our bloodstream, hit our brain, wake us up a little bit. But also, as we're doing that, we're intending that we're emanating a light from somewhere in our body. I use the heart chakra. We're bringing our attention to our body, trying to bring our realization that we're safe in our body. As we release that breath, we're letting go of anything that's stale, outdated, unneeded, and we're giving thanks to the body on the first breath, right? On the second breath, we do the exact same activity, breathing in positive, new, fresh energy, holding it for a moment, then releasing it and thanking the mind, right? And also emanating that light. At this time, you can kind of try and line up your chakras or just intend for your chakras to be in line at optimum sort of spinning and openness for the day, okay? For today's date. Trust your spiritual self and your spiritual system to set itself at what is optimum and for your own highest good. Okay? Whether you fully understand it mentally or not, don't worry about it. Don't go into effort over it. Just allow it to be. Okay? On the third breath, we're going to take it in. Breathe in that positive energy. Imagine, plus signs flowing wherever they need to go in that golden light that we're emanating. And only emanate as much as you want or feel comfortable with. Okay? Pay attention to where it emanates to. It might tell you something or show you something, about maybe a specific area of your body that needs attention, specific thought or area of your mind that needs attention. But whatever you do, try and have no judgment on any of it. Just allow it to be as it is, right? Because that's what it is, right? We don't have to, manipulate it, control it. Just let it be in the moment. And then we'll release that breath and we'll be thankful to the soul or the spirit, right? Those of you that know about the triangle, you can do your little triangle. And I'm going to point something out if somebody reminds me today, because today is November 1st. The deck contest is over. I took down the announcements in the group on Facebook. We have our deck, and I have a little bit of a surprise for you there. So let's get started, all right? If you want to join me, just put your feet flat on the ground. Close your eyes. I'm going to hope that Sven doesn't get into some bullshit while I do this with my eyes closed. And let's take in that first deep breath of fresh, new, just beautiful energy. And let's hold. You can touch your body if you'd like to bring your attention to your body and emanate that light. And release. Letting go of anything that's no longer needed. Anything that's stale and just outdated or doesn't even belong to us, just releasing it. Saying thank you to the body for all that it does for us, for the security that it provides for us, even if we don't believe that it's there, for the strength and the support that it gives us. And let's take in that second breath, deep in through the nose, deep into the belly, bringing our attention to the body and holding and emanating that light. Line up those chakras if you feel the need to do so and set them at optimum spin. And release. Really just let go of that breath. Relax into the moment. Saying thank you to the mind for all that it does for us. Even in doubt and worry, it's still only trying to protect us. It may drive us a little crazy, but we love our mind. Let's be in love with our mind today. Even in its worry, it's just trying to keep us safe. Let's take in that third breath, deep into the belly. Emanate that light. Adjust the chakras any bit more that you think they might need to. Just intend for it and allow it to be. Adjust your triangle. See it in equal distance in support of each other. And release that breath. Saying thank you to the spirit for all of the support and knowledge that it has that is so vast that we don't probably even understand even where to begin with it. But know that it's there and be grateful for it to be there. And you can even ask, Spirit, guide me. Give me more information. Let me, access more of you. Spirit is there to support us. So being in gratitude of that. Okay. All right. When you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome to November 1st, 111. Ba-dum-bum. Angel number day. We like it. I'm all for it. So, we have a new deck. You're welcome, Ducky. You're totally welcome. We have a new deck. The deck winner for the Tarot deck was the Naked Heart Tarot by Jillian C. Wild. Oh shit, I should have tagged her in the Instagram post, but that's okay. I'll start doing that for the month of November. This will be the deck that we'll be working with for the month of November. So this is a new deck to me. So this will be interesting for me. I might be a little bit, you guys might have to be patient with me as I get up to speed with this, but I'm going to trust into my intuition and my guides and my angels that they will guide me in whatever messages we need to hear, that those messages will be appropriate, correct, and for the highest good of all that watch. And I'm going to ask them now for a card that best suits not only for those that are watching currently right now for the energy of today, 11/1/2019, but for those that may tune in at any time in the future, okay? Let's just bring in a big-ass timeline job for Spirit, because Spirit can work all kinds of magic. So I trust that Spirit can easily do that, and that's my intention. Feels good to work with a new deck. I'm excited about that this morning. I think that's a little bit why I got on early too. I'm excited to see where this deck is going to go for us. And for those of you that normally watch, that will be watching this in replay, sorry that I was on early, but I will be on hopefully at the appropriate time tomorrow, the regular time tomorrow. Let's see what our first card is for 11/1. Interesting. Let me switch cameras one moment. So it's the Five of Swords. And Swords deals with the element of the intellect and air. I mean, I know that just from working with regular tarot. To me, when I look at this card, it's interesting. There's like 4 swords pointed at this shark and 1 pointed away. And when I look at this, I think about how a shark never stops swimming. And this is just what I'm intuitively gathering from the card and the art of the card before like opening the book and looking at. There's a story with each of these cards. The artist, Jillian C. Wilde, the author and artist, she created a really beautiful deck here around her own healing journey. And so I'm excited to work with these cards, but I also want to work with them from my own perceptions first prior to getting too much into what her notions are or her ideas are of these cards. So when I look at this, I think of this shark as being sort of not defensive, but well protected, right? A shark is, um, I don't want to say like that where to be feared today, but to me, a shark knows its purpose, right? A shark is direct and sort of instinctual. A shark is aware of when and where it needs to be and how it needs to be, and a shark never sort of stops moving. And I'm not saying that you guys can't stop and pause today, but I feel like a shark sort of has that deep instinct and that deep ability to not only protect itself, but keep itself you know, it's sort of like the king of the ocean in a way. Like it would be like a lion as far as the jungle is concerned in my mind. So it's an apex predator. Um, to me, it feels like we might have some situations today that we're dealing with that may not be so fun. I don't like that these four swords are sort of pointing at us. I don't necessarily like to deliver negative messages, but I do feel like there is this one sword pointed away, and that ultimately this is a shark, right? So we have the ability to instinctually know how to keep ourselves protected from situations outside of ourselves that might feel uncomfortable or might feel make us uneasy. I'm not saying any of us are under any sort of attack or anything like that, but I feel like these swords being pointed at us are forcing us to maybe intellectually have to look at situations that maybe make us feel a little bit vulnerable. And because of that, we might have to take a more defensive stance today, hence this sort of strength of this shark. I want to open the book and see what her definition is of this, just because this is new to me. This deck is completely new. I haven't really opened it. So let's see what she says about the Five of Swords. It says conflict, tension, short-sightedness. Only I can be sure if my motives are pure. Only I can be sure if my behavior is in alignment with my intentions. It is not my job to convince others of my intent. It is only my job to act with integrity, follow through with my word, and speak my truth. If I sway from my moral values, I have an opportunity to learn, reevaluate my perception, and broaden my vision, making room for abundance as opposed to to a mentally of winning. I think it means a mentality of winning, but there's a spelling error in there. But anyways, I feel like, and maybe that's the short-sightedness or whatever, that there might be some arrows pointed at us today or some situations that we are dealing with that make us feel vulnerable. I'm just going to say that outright. I don't think that we're powerless in these situations, and I actually think, excuse me, that this shark signifies that we have more strength than we're aware of, or that we need to uh, be. If we're not aware of it, we need to be aware of it. This card is making us aware of it so that we can access that strength and just be in that strength. We don't have to be aggressive to the situation. Hence why there's four swords pointing at the shark and only one pointing outward. In essence, this means like it's kind of like a sort of I will protect myself if need be, but allow the situation to show you what it is. Does that make sense? Do not. I don't want to tell anybody to go out there and be in fear of being, attacked or. To me, this feels like the focus, or maybe somebody might try and lay blame on us today. Somebody might try and, just it's going to be a situation where it feels to me like we may feel vulnerable. And this might be only for some of you. This is a general forecast, okay? But I don't think this shark tells me, and this is what I know, is that we are not vulnerable. We may feel vulnerable because the outside environment is wanting us to feel that way, but we're not. We do have this one sword here, and also have this power of sort of the shark. The thing that makes me think about how the shark keeps moving, and this being an air or intellect card, says to me your mind may be able to think your way out of this situation if you find yourself in a situation where you might be under scrutiny of any kind by others, or under any sort of judgment by others, any sort of situation where you feel like, maybe you're being called onto the carpet or being singled out. Don't worry, the shark is this is first off, I want to say this is an intellect card, so our mind can be smart and savvy like the shark. We can also keep moving, right? We can swim our way right away from this situation in an effort to sort of protect ourselves. And I'm not saying avoid the situation altogether, because we do have this one sword here. But what I am saying is we don't need to come on as strong as maybe say the situation is. It feels, to me, this card feels more offensive than defensive. So if any of us find ourselves in a situation where we feel as though the attention is on us and it's making us feel uncomfortable today, don't worry. Be in that sort of shark mode, that stealth, that constantly moving, knowing your strength, knowing you're protected mode. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope that does. And I hope that I'm not butchering Jillian definitions by running my own spin on it, but to me, this looks like we need to be aware of our own strength, yet this one sword pointing outward to me feels as though our strength does not need to be used at full bore, because it would probably be too much for this situation to handle. I also have a feeling that for some of you, I don't know why, but this situation feels about like, people are trying to spin it back towards you when it's really not yours to begin with. It's like they're sort of like, and they've got like four swords at you, like going, no, well, you did this, or you said that, or blah, blah, and it's just like, oh, please, like, just step away. Swim away from this situation today. Don't necessarily give it your time or your intellect, give it the space in your brain. It's almost not worth it, is what I'm getting from this card. Does that make sense? It almost feels like it might be unneeded upset or worry, and you don't need to worry. Okay? Now, the next surprise for you guys is that I've decided, hold on, let me switch the camera. I have decided that because I like doing the two cards that would through the month of October, that I'm going to just continue to do two cards. So what I noticed is that we had in the pageant, or in the contest, we had 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks. So I have decided that the top winning tarot deck gets used for the month of November, and the top winning oracle deck gets used to combine with it. So we are going to work with Roots and Wings, which was the second vote getter, and it got more votes and views than the other oracle deck, which was Song of My Heart, which we will use at some point. Trust. But are you swatting at me? You need to stop. So this is going to be our next deck, or our next card that we're going to add to this shark energy. Okay. But to me, the shark energy means like, keep it on the down low today. Keep it stealthy. Keep it chill. If you find yourself in a situation where attention is being put on you in a negative way, or in a way that you don't like or doesn't feel comfortable, just keep moving. Know that you're protected. Know that your intentions are clean. Know that your instincts are good. A shark knows what to do. A shark is kind of, like I said, the king of the ocean, right? And also, I think that there was something in Jillian's writings about instincts and checking your instincts. Being really aware that on a mental level, this being a swords card, says to me that we have the power, we have the strength, we have the resolve to maneuver our way through this situation pretty smoothly. When you think about how a shark moves through the ocean, it can move very smooth and very swiftly, right? And the funny thing too, I'm going to say this, I don't know why this is popping into my head or I'm hearing this right now, but a lot of people fear sharks, right? Even though sharks are just a natural part of the, ecosystem, they're an apex predator and they're supposed to be there for a reason, and people fear them unnaturally, right? So this card with the four swords pointed at this shark to me feels like some of you might be dealing with people's unnatural or unwarranted worry about you or their perceptions about you. Pay them no mind. Know your own instincts, like Jillian says in the card. Know your own, intentions and motives, and move steadily and stealthily from that place. You have the one sword pointing outward that keeps you sort of protected and keeps your boundary in place, but you don't need to use it with any sort of aggression or any sort of don't sink to their level. Sink, get it? Water, sharks. Just keep moving is sort of what I feel like that message is for today. I don't know what you all are going to deal with today. It'll be interesting to hear. Please come back and comment at the end of the day. Tell me if you had any sharky-like situations where you had to just keep on moving. Okay. Now let's add a card to this from the Roots and Wings Oracle deck by Kat Riles, and she can be followed at on Instagram at River and Roots. And Jillian Wild can be followed, the creator of the Naked Heart Tarot, can be followed at Jillian C. Wilde, W-I-L-D-E, and Jillian is spelled with a J on Instagram. I follow both of them. And I have unboxing videos for both of these decks if you want to check them out. They were unboxed quite some time ago. But there's unboxing videos so you can see a little bit more about the deck and my opinions of the decks. And look at them if you're interested in purchasing them for yourself. And in there is all of their, in the video description is all of their information as to where I purchased them, so you can find them for yourself. So the card that we get, interesting. Wow. Let me go back to the camera. Is Wish. When I look at this card, it makes me think, okay, I'm just going to go all out with this. It really makes me feel like there's some of us that really wish the situation was different, that whatever is going on here that we're dealing with maybe today, like the misperceptions of others or the judgment of others, or maybe this isn't something that's happening today. Maybe this is a judgment that we've carried with us for a long time, for those around us, and maybe we're coming into our understanding and our strength of who we are and our intentions and what we are, right? And that strength is forming as this shark. But this wish to me says that there's a vulnerability to us, and there is like a desire that we wish things were different, or we wish things could be better. We wish things maybe that this situation never came to pass or doesn't exist, right? But it is what it is, right? And so what I feel like the secondary part of this wish card is that it's telling us that we need to now transfer our wishes or change our desires, right? Change our desires to a place of, okay, so if this is the situation, what now do we wish for from this foundation, right? If this situation, instead of are we wishing from a place of resistance to this situation? Or are we wishing for the highest good of this situation and knowing that we will attain that? Does that make sense, guys? There's a self-confidence here, I believe, that can be found in this shark and this singular sword, because there's these four swords pointed at it, right? Yet it only responds with one sword. So it knows, I feel like it knows its strength and it knows its intention, like in the description, right? If we're clear on our strength and our intention, we can sort of move through, glide through the situation and not necessarily give it our attention or let it get to us the way that it used to, maybe. The wish might have been for a long time that the situation be different, and there might have been a helplessness that I feel like might have gone on with this situation for us in the past. But this card is reminding us, or I feel like now this card is coming forward and saying, okay, that may have been our wish then. What is our wish now? Remember to wish something different, or bring your wish for this scenario, or for this day, even for this experience. Bring it into a present time scenario where what you're wishing for now is based in what is present and what is going on. Can you guys please not be throwing up in the middle of the get off the rug, please. Oh God. Sorry guys, my dogs are throwing up on the rug. Go onto the floor where I can wipe it up, please. Please just go onto the floor, bud. Barf all you want on the floor. I can wipe that up easily, but on the rug, really? The shag rug? Thanks, buddy. So this wish to me is telling me, I feel like the message here is, don't forget to wish. Don't stop wishing. Don't stop hoping for the best. But I feel like there's an update that needs to happen. I feel like there's a melancholy with this wish, like that maybe this wish feels outdated, or is something that we've wanted for a long time and it hasn't come to pass, and so we've sort of given up hope. And this card feels like it's showing up today to remind us to have hope, to have, to sort of update our wish. Find a dream or a solution or something that we might feel might be like wishful thinking in this situation, but to find it and bring it more present, and and wish for it from the present moment now as things stand, knowing that we're sort of empowered, that we're strong, that we don't have to give our attention or our our mind space to a situation that might be old and outdated. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. That's what I'm sort of picking up from these two cards together. I'm gonna get the grounding stone really quick. See what the grounding stone is. And this is just representational of what we need to ground in for today. Okay. So this is the green malachite stone, which to me, green is always about healing, and malachite is kind of like, for me, it deals with like the heart chakra, the green of the heart chakra it makes me think of. And then the inspiration is sort of like, I think that, and that ties into this wish card, is like, where are we inspired from a heart place to start to wish for something better or more? Where does our heart tell us to dream from in this situation? If we're in a situation that feels maybe vulnerable, old, I mean, for a lot of you, it's going to be different situations, right? That's why I'm hitting all of these different adjectives, because for some of you, this is an older situation. Some of you, this might just be a new situation that comes out of the blue today, where you feel judged, or you feel like sort of like attention is on you, unwanted attention might be on you. But like I said, you are protected, you are aware, stay aware of your intentions, and wish from a place that's heart centered and infused with inspiration, from a place of your heart. And I think that energy and that inspiration is strong, and it will be stronger than sort of whatever this vulnerability or this potential quote unquote threat might be, this judgment might be. Send back to this situation sort of inspiration and from the heart, or love, right? In the form of the highest wish that you can create for that situation, and see how that transforms it. See how that inspiration and that space of your heart, see how that can actually bring about uh, this wish and this change. Maybe turn these swords away from you, in a way, if that makes sense. And these swords too, let me just say this too, guys, because I'm just hearing this now. These swords can be self-induced swords. These swords can be self-induced judgments that are pointed at ourselves, about ourselves, and how we see ourselves. you know? So this doesn't necessarily have to be an outside source, right? This can be us in like making our own selves uncomfortable by our own judgments of who we think we are or what we think we're capable of. And we're actually, the shark says to me that we're capable of so much more if that's what we're doing to ourselves. So from a place of heart inspired, energy or healing, right? Healing is also very associated with the color green too. In being inspired by the idea of healing ourselves and coming from a place of our own heart, create that wish in a more current time reality, right? Of where we're at now, who we actually really are. Let these swords go if they're self induced swords. If they're outside of us, know that we are fine and we're protected and we can sort of move beyond these situations or judgments or whatever in a stealthy manner. And to be honest, if it is from an outside source, I think that maybe it's because these people fear us. That's why they're pointing the swords, because they don't know how to deal with us. They don't know how. Um, they don't understand us fully. But that doesn't mean that we're not understandable. That doesn't mean that we're not deserving. Do you understand? And so, I think that um, I think that's the forecast for today. I'm interested to see what you guys experience today, what sort of thoughts you might have today, what thoughts come up, because this is definitely about the air and the intellect, this card here. And so there might be thoughts today that creep into our head that might be old thoughts of our own or old perceptions. Two, also be careful. I'm going to say this too. Anything with a should attached to it is usually somebody else's information. So if you're saying I should do this, I should be like that, I should do that, I should, that's generally what, other people think or what society puts on us, right? And that could be some of these swords too. What a family member may think or is that who we really are? Are those our intentions, or are those the intentions of others that we've adopted and sort of taken into our mental space and used to sort of criticize ourselves with, right? Or measure ourselves by. And do we really do that? And do we need to do that? Is that helping us? Is that inspiring to us? Is that healing to us? Casey Ray says, I miss the idea of my family being a family. Now all of them believe I'm something I'm not because my mom is a narcissist and she's used me to supply her. So I have no family, my choice to leave. Well, here's the thing, Casey. I think that this shark card is very, you have the strength to be you and be strong in who you are and know who you are. That's definitely the intentions and the clarity. And maybe there is, with this shark card, there is some betrayal going on in your situation. And I can see that with the swords pointed at you. But I see the singular sword as being sort of like a boundary being drawn. It's like you're not necessarily meeting the situation with as much aggression as the situation may be meeting you. But bring yourself, like I said, and I'm just using you as an example because you chose to share. Bring yourself to a place of heart healing focus and be inspired by that to start to create new wishes for those people and for that situation. Open yourself up to new ideas. Update your wish, update your hope, update your inspiration around this situation. Pray for, ask your angels to, you know, reveal to you what more you need to know about this situation to assist in its healing or it becoming better if that's what you want, right? But is that what you want? But that's the other thing in all of this is it's like bringing this wish to a current time to me feels very important. And to do that, you need to be sort of centered from this place of inspiration from your heart, from what's going to heal you, thinking of yourself first and foremost. And I'm not saying you should or should not connect with them, but I do think that if you update your dreams and wishes around them and have them centered from a place of your own healing in your own heart, you're going to find that there's a shift that could take place. And I feel like that can be not only with outside situations, like Casey's is her family outside. I believe Casey's a woman, I hope. Yeah, Casey says holidays bring this up in me so naturally. Welcome, yeah. Family stuff is very big around the holidays, for sure. Um, you're welcome. You're welcome, Jamie. Thank you, Rose. You're welcome. So just go forward into today. Just be aware of where your intellect is at, where your mind is at, guys. Know that you're protected. Know that you can move sort of through this. You're strong. There's strength in that shark. There's stealth in that shark. There's awareness in that shark. There's instinct in that shark that is good and strong and powerful in a way that it doesn't need to sort of like prove itself in any way, shape, or form. Oh, you are female? Okay, Casey. I just wasn't sure. Um, all right, you guys. So I am gonna sign off. I will be on again tonight at 7:30 for the Charming. If you guys want to make a reservation, feel free to do that. Here's the link if you want to use the PayPal. Charmings are $25. I will do free card pulls in between the Charmings for new members and new subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and that'll notify you when I go live tonight. Casey says, hey, I'm 40 and I said enough is enough this year. And sometimes it's time to do that. That's kind of like this sword here, Casey. As you're drawing that boundary, just being like, I don't want to anymore. You're welcome, Judy. You have a good morning. Have a great day. Remember, it's 111 today, guys. It's an angel number day. Let the angels in. Call them and say, I want to be inspired. Give me inspiration. We have the inspiration stone today. So today is the day, where we can call upon our wishes and our dreams. We can update them and bring them into like a present time moment and really utilize them to sort of assist us today. Both our dreams, our wishes, and our angels, right? Have a great day, Jessica Farley. You too. And I will see you guys all later tonight and then again tomorrow morning. Okay? And I hope you guys are enjoying these new decks. Please let me know. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I mean tonight, but then again tomorrow. Andrew, you can private message me either at the business page, or I don't know if you have access to my personal page. If you have access, it's probably better to private message me at the business page because unless you go into my other folder. If you message me at my personal page, tell me at my business page so I know to go check my other folder. How does that sound? Because sometimes I don't check the other folder and messages sitting there for a long time. All right, you guys, take care and have a good day. I love you all, and I will speak to you later tonight. All right, bye-bye.